Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. This is Dr. Sanchez, and we are going to now be discussing the competencies for the mid-career HR professionals. I've done previous webcasts to go over the early career competencies, and now we are in the mid-career HR professionals, and we are talking about consultation. So this is an introduction into the competencies. So remember, we need as HR professionals to keep with our understanding and up to date on our technical skills or functional skills. That's compensation, benefits, employee relations, talent management, benefits and comp, if I haven't mentioned that. So we've got to learn those, but how we do it is through these different competencies. And today we're going to talk about consultation, which we need when we are dealing with all employees regarding those functional skills. So we're going to go over the course overview of the competency model and the definition. So our learning objectives is to describe the two elements of the competency model for mid-career level, and it is consultation and business acumen. And then apply those concepts to the key roles and duties performed by the HR professionals. And explain the relevance of the competency, consultation competency. Identify and explain the subcompetencies we have discussed in all the other webcasts. Analyze the role that the consultation competency plays in helping HR professionals address the real world, and demonstrate the ability to apply the consultation competency in various contexts. All right, so our purpose is to provide the undergraduate and graduate level students with an overview of the mid-career components of SHRM's competency model and provide focus on the consultation and business acumen competencies. And there will be a separate webcast for business acumen. All right, so here is the competency model. In previous webcasts, we've gone over communication, relationship management, ethical practice, and HR knowledge. And those were key competencies for early career HR professionals. For the SHRM competency model for mid-career competencies is consultation and business acumen. So we will start with consultation. And here, as you can see, is the levels of expertise. This is 3 to 7 years of HR experience. They're usually a generalist or experienced specialist. They manage projects and programs. Usually this is an HR manager, a generalist, or a specialist. First, we're doing the consultation competency. In a different webcast, I will discuss business acumen. So what is consultation? It's the ability to provide guidance to organizational stakeholders. And you know, we do that every day. That's our job as HR professionals, is to provide guidance. So what's the description? Successful internal HR consultants help their organizations address challenges like staffing requirements, training and development needs, performance issues. And in the end, you cannot just possess the knowledge, you must use the knowledge to provide guidance. So like I said, if you know many things about training and development, that's great skill, but how you do it, how you influence people, how you can get that done in an organization is using your consultation competency. So here's some of the examples that we have. Learn your company benefit offerings to such an extent that you can help employees understand both the options available and pros and cons. So we do that during open enrollment, right? We do consultation with our employees on what kind of benefits would best fit their family or their current situation. Gathering data and provide metrics to stakeholders, then provide your assessment of what the data indicates and potential courses of action based on your review. So what kind of data do we give to our stakeholders? Well, it's turnover. It's our employee survey data. And we put that all together and say, hey, this is what my suggestion would be. Your turnover is very high. Should we look at management? Should we look at why they're leaving? What does the exit data say? Those kinds of things. If you're doing a company survey, why are these results so high or low? And then you would have a course of action. Champion the implementation of new initiatives, and then lead the implementation of those that receive approval. So I know all of us are always told, here's a new initiative, and we're going to have HR lead it. Whether it is a new HRIS system, whether it's a new training program, whether it's a new performance management system, we usually are the implementators of it, and we lead that implementation to make sure that there's an understanding and an acceptance of that program or initiative. And then be a coach to both direct reports and employees in other parts of the organization, thereby applying your HR knowledge. This is extremely important when it gets to performance management, when it gets into employee relations. We really have to consult with both the employee and the manager and ensure that there's an understanding as to what the performance issues are or why somebody is being disciplined. All right, and here's the subcompetencies: coaching, project management, analytical reasoning, problem solving, inquisitiveness, creativity and innovation, flexibility, a respected business partner, career pathing, talent management, people management, time management. So we have to be a jack of all trades, and there's no other position, in my mind, that touches every piece of the organization. Maybe finance, but operations, sales, quality control, productivity, purchasing, marketing. We touch all of that. And so when we're consulting with all of our customers, I think our creativity and innovation really helps us to be seen as a respected business partner, and coming up with ideas that can help those departments be more efficient. And so our consultation is extremely important with these sub-competencies. Okay, so the behaviors applies creative problem solving to address business needs and issues. That's what I was talking about. We have to understand the business really well for us to serve as business partners and consult. Serves in an in-house workforce and people management expert. People come to us, managers come to us, employees come to us because we are seen as that expert. And so we have to consult with both of those entities, employees and management, so that we can help our workforce deliver results and perform better. We analyze specific business challenges involving the workforce and offer solutions based on best practice and research. So we do research. We do benchmarking of other companies, best practices that other companies have. Obviously, we're all in different industries, and there's specific challenges in each of those industries. I know my industry had been the airline business, and there were huge challenges after 9/11. And I had to make sure that I came up with unique ideas that would help us retain our employees. We lost a lot of employees. There was a ton of depression, and we needed to come up with ideas on how to address that. Our employees' children were scared. I had to come up with creative ideas. Actually, my HR department came up with creative ideas on how to ensure that the children of our employees would know that our airplanes were safe. So again, I needed to use my consultation behaviors because that cost money, and at the time we were losing money. Generate specific organizational interventions, culture change, change management, restructuring to support organizational objectives. We do that when companies are merging, companies are downsizing, people are divesting, and I don't know about you, but companies are restructuring almost every year. And so they use HR for that to help facilitate those changes, and that's where our consultation behavior comes in. And develops consultation and coaching skills. Guide employees regarding specific career situations. I'm sure all of you who are HR practitioners, employees come to you and say, I don't know, should I stay here? Should I go? Am I promotable? Am I not? And you have to consult by being objective, even though you know that the succession plan may say something else. So ways to develop our skills. Well, shadow a professional in the role of an internal and external consultant. So our strategic business consultants or HR practitioners or generalists are usually seen as the internal or external consultant. Building relationships, we've talked about this before, with colleagues, stakeholders, clients. Ask questions during data gathering meetings with clients and stakeholders. This is a big one for HR, and when we'll talk about that in business acumen, is we need to be inquisitive about the business and what the business priorities are. And therefore, once we know that, we can be the people experts and consult about what's the best way to address a certain change or a certain objective. And this is particularly important when you're going through a merger or a downsizing. Build credibility through communication to increase your position as a knowledgeable, client-focused partner. Many times communication is difficult. I know that our HR department had their own section of communication so that we could communicate with our employees on a regular basis, and that was at Boeing and Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, any place I worked. The human resources function had an employee communications department, usually one or two, but they were the ones that would put out communication about the business goals, about what our performance was, and it helped our employees understand where the company was going. Outline client goals and set expectations for success. Evaluate the solution and change, and identify areas for future improvement. That's where we use our consultation skills and try to find opportunities to get on a task force of a change management process. That's going to help you develop your consultation skills. Study conflict negotiations, and engage in consulting self-study via books and other relevant publications. So I hope this webcast has helped you. Please give me a call, email, whatever, and thank you for listening to the webcast.